interracial relationships? Frederick, kick us off.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I feel like Black people should care about interracial relationships because they're important, right? It gives us an opportunity. Like, I'm an interracial relationship myself, so it gives us an important opportunity to be a bridge. So we see ourselves as a bridge with so much divide going on. So we try to be that bridge for other people that have questions on other races that you know other races and stuff like that. So we want to just be a bridge for them. We want to allow them an opportunity to ask the tough questions and be a positive light and to be that I guess that backboard that they can
A
throw.
bridge to racial harmony?
Yes, a bridge to it. I mean, there's so much division, and in our relationships, we try to allow our relationship to be an image of what it looks like for unity, right? Unity together and coming together. And you have differences, I have differences, I'm different than you, but we can come together and have something that's beautiful, and that's our marriage.
Why should Black people care about interracial relationships, Juice?
It's like I'm not really into like preach or force my belief on someone, but it's like there's just so much focus on skin color, and I'm like, I feel like the focus to me, again, is just my opinion, but I feel like the focus should be on someone's character first. And if the person's nice and you like them, then it makes sense to kind of want to be around them because they're nice people, regardless of what they look like. So, for me, it just makes sense to focus on someone's character first, then someone's appearance, skin color, and that stuff. So, yeah.
Dr. Umar, let's get into it. Why should Black people care about interracial relationships?
One, when we go outside of our community to select our mates, we undermine the importance of the traditional Black family in the lives of Black people, and in particular, Black children. If Black boys don't see Black men being committed to Black women, they may be less inclined to do the same themselves. There can be no nation without first having a strong Black family, and the traditional Black family is under attack. And when we talk about interracial relationships in our community, we're overwhelmingly talking about Black men. It is Black men who marry outside of their race more than the men of every other race in this country put together as a percentage of their respective communities. 25% of all newlywed Black men in this past decade, okay, were married outside of their race, 25%. And although we have seen an increase in Black women dating outside of their race, it's only up to 12%. So interracial marriage in the Black community is overwhelmingly a Black male thing. How can we turn our backs on our women, which is a form of turning our backs on our community? And without question, it represents turning our backs on our children. Working in the schools, one of the big questions I always get from Black girls, third graders, fourth graders, and fifth graders is, Dr. Umar, what's wrong with me? Why is it that so many Black men choose to marry someone who does not look like their mother? Black people, with the history we have in this country, coming from slavery, through Jim Crow, through Willie Lynch, all the way up to today, we need each other.
Dr. Umar, does it devalue the community or the culture?
It most certainly does. What it does is it reinforces stereotypes that have long been held in this society, that Black women are not valued, Black women are not wanted, and that there is something inherently wrong with Black women, and that's why they're not desired by the Black man or the white man. Without question, when you see so many well-educated and economically comfortable Black men going outside of their community to find a spouse, even though it is not openly stated, it is clearly socially and non-verbally communicated that something must be wrong with the Black woman.
Do you believe you have, as a Black man, you have a responsibility to society in any way?
Absolutely not. Black or white, I'm not born in this life to be responsible for anyone or anything. I mean, it's just my decision on how I live my life, regardless of how you feel about it. So it's not my responsibility whatsoever as a Black man.
Did you seek out a white woman?
Absolutely
because to
not.
Me, that's a misconception that Black men seek out white women. So
even if that's your preference, it's your business. It's like almost like being gay. That's your preference of dating whomever you want. And again, that's not why I did it, because I need a Caucasian woman. No, I'm around different people all the time. Again, I'm around a lot of dark skinned people who are terrible. Even my own family members, they could be just terrible people to be around, and they're dark skinned. So I'm not around them as much. But if they were Caucasian, I'll treat them the same way. If you're a bad person, I won't be around you. Just that simple, really.
Do interracial relationships affect the Black economy? That's a really deep question right there. Dr. Umar, can you give us a deep answer?
Of course, interracial marriages affect the Black community. In fact, I would argue that the economic sabotage, the economic treason that takes place whenever a Black man, especially an educated Black man, an economically comfortable Black man, decides to abandon the Black woman for a white woman, he takes with him not only his heart, but he takes his savings, he takes his education, he takes his financial opportunities, he takes his checkbook with him. Let us be honest that marriage, at its very foundation, is a financial relationship. Anyone who doesn't believe that only need go to divorce court and see how many people are arguing over the love that they gave the other person during the marriage. In divorce court, love is never a focus. You're focusing on assets. You're focusing on savings. You're focusing on retirement. And the Black woman and the Black community loses out on all of that whenever a Black man decides to seek a white woman's hand in marriage. You're taking from a people who don't have enough, and you're taking it to another people who have already stolen so much. And what makes it even more insulting is the opportunities that put you in that economic position to be able to get married and take care of a family came from Black people who died, who suffered, who struggled, who sacrificed for us to be in this position today. And for me to take my education and my income over to the white woman when there's so many Black women who need it cannot be interpreted as anything other than economic betrayal.
Frederick, I see you smiling.
Oh yeah, I'll
Have you committed economic betrayal, my brother?
No, absolutely not. Because Dr. Umar, respectfully, he's saying that the Black man is taking his paycheck from the Black woman. But that's also the value of the Black woman. There's so much strong, educated Black women out there that can handle their own checks. They can pay their own money. They have my two sisters are two of them. They're two doctors. So all I'm saying is
on
that
your money.
No,
your check, my brother,
money,
that does not come to the Black community.
Yeah,
it goes to white folks because your wife is white, so she gets your money.
But my kids are Black, so my kids are still getting the money that you say won't go to the Black community.
That is true. That is true, but it goes into a family, into a marriage that you share with a non-African woman. So no matter how you slice the pie, my brother, your paycheck goes to a white female, and that is a form of financial betrayal.
African American wife, my Asian wife, whoever my wife would be would still benefit because she's my wife. That's what's costing.
Exactly. And the point we're making is your white wife benefits and not a Black woman because you chose to leave the community to find your spouse.
But you're also saying that I am the savior that's going to rescue all Black women.
It's not about
paycheck. I'm nobody's savior. I can't go. I'm not going to there and rescue people.
This is not about individualism, my brother. I'm not making you a savior, nor am I making you a scapegoat. What I'm saying is that you, myself, the other brother here, and every other Black man has an obligation to look out for our sisters and our children. And when little Black girls see you walking down the street with your white wife, many of them are going to ask themselves, what is wrong with me that he did not see a Black woman as being worthy of his commitment in hand in marriage? That's the question. Interracial marriage is psychologically devastating, is economically devastating, and it's politically devastating. I'm against interracial marriage because we need to build up our people, my brother. I have nothing against your white wife.
So where are these white organizations, these white women organizations for police brutality, these white women organizations for education? Do you believe that white women should be more involved, in particularly if they're married to a Black man?
She wants to get involved with that kind of, stuff of, protesting and speak about police brutality and all these things, feel free. But me personally, I just don't see the point why she has to, really be involved in those things. I just don't see the point.
There are many Caucasian friends that I have, my wife, all included, that would speak up if they see injustice.